Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be setting up my month of July in my bullet journal. I know I just put up another plan with me a couple days ago, and that one was technically for June. I filmed it a while back, but I didn't get it up until this past week, so I'm going to be doing my July spread now. So I'm just getting out my supplies. I have my watercolor paper, a bowl of water, and then some paintbrushes, which are mostly watercolor brushes. And then I'm using painter's tape. And then I'm gonna get out all my gouache paints, and I'm pretty much ready to go. Also, before I get too much into this video, I wanted to say thank you guys so much for all of the sweet comments on my last video that I put up a couple days ago. I kind of updated you guys about where I've been for the past few months, and all of you guys were super understanding and really sweet. I'm currently on vacation right now across the country in Florida, and I haven't gotten to respond to many comments yet, but trust me, I've read every single one that you guys have commented, and I am just like overwhelmed with all of the love that you guys have given me. But yeah, I'm just so excited to be back to making videos again, and today actually, when I'm posting this video, is actually my birthday, so I wanted to do this painting with my favorite thing to draw and also my favorite color right now. So I'm going to be doing some florals in the middle, and I don't know why, I just love painting and drawing florals. It's just so relaxing. And I've also really been wanting to draw some poppies lately because I just have always loved poppies, and they are the state flower of where I live. So yeah, I'm just gonna finish up my sketch, and then I'm gonna get out the gouache paints for the painting I'm gonna do. I have like a raw sienna, a deep mustardy yellow, and then I'm going to be using some gray and a magenta color, and I'm just going to be mixing those together until I get a nice mauve color. And then just to lighten the color a little bit, I'm using some white paint, and I'm trying to get as much paint as I can on this because I'm going to be covering the entire background with this color. And I'm making sure not to touch any of the inner parts of the flower area. And this was actually a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, but if you use a little bit more water on your brush, it's easier to kind of like navigate around the leaves and the drawing. Another thing you can totally do is add some masking fluid to whatever you don't want to paint, and then peel it off, and then it shouldn't get any paint on those parts. But my masking fluid is like so outdated and it always turns my paper yellow, so I decided to just do it the long and hard way this time. So now I'm just filling in the little detailed parts, and I'm just using a very small brush to do this part, and I'm pretty much done with the background color. And this is the only color I'll be adding to the painting. The rest will just be an ink, and I'm gonna leave the flower in white. I just love this rusty mauve color that I did in the background, and I don't want to like ruin it by adding some other color to it. So I'm just leaving it white, and then I'm going in with my Faber-Castell pens, and I'm filling in all of the tiny little details in the flower. And I'm just going to add a bunch of like small lines to it and creases, just to make it a little bit more detailed. And I'm using the 0.3, I think I'm mostly using the 0.2 and the 0.1. Anything bigger than a 0.3 is a little bit on the thicker side for a painting like this. I'm trying to keep it super like minimalistic. And also that border that I did, I don't know what happened to the footage, but I'm using my Uniball Signo white gel pen to add any extra white detailing and also those borders. And then I'm just going to take my Uniball pen and start doing some shadowing in the flower just to add some depth. And yeah, I've kind of gotten a little bit better at doing florals, but it's really hard for me to just draw them without any sort of reference photo or anything. So I'd really want to take a floral art drawing class someday. There's so many amazing floral artists I follow, and I just don't know how they do it. So at some point I want to take a class from one of them, hopefully in the future. But if you guys have any suggestions on some really good floral artists, you should definitely let me know, because I love following those accounts. But yeah, back to the painting. I just added a few borders to the outside corners, and I'm just going in and doing a little bit more detail. And now I can finally peel off the tape, which is always a little bit of a scary moment because I don't know what's going to be underneath, and this time it actually turned out pretty good. It was a little bit choppy, I think, because this painter's tape isn't meant for it. I have seen some of you guys comment that there's painter's tape specifically for like watercolor and acrylics and gouache. I just didn't have it on hand, but I kind of like that the edges aren't perfect, that they're kind of little messy. But I've definitely learned from you guys that those imperfections aren't necessarily a bad thing, and that they can actually bring out like a certain charm in my paintings. So I've definitely learned to step away from overcorrecting and just leave those little tiny imperfections that might be there. So now I'm just going in with my Uniball white Signo pen again, and I'm just going to do a bunch of tiny little dots all around the flower. And I don't know why I've been doing this with my florals lately. I just love the way it looks when there's a little bit of wispies and cute little dots around the flowers. And that pretty much completes this painting. So now that my painting is all finished, I sent it to my iPad, added my little July calligraphy to it, and I'm going to print it out on my printer. And the only reason I do this is because I don't want to put any lettering on the original painting that I do, and I also want to have it so that I can add whatever month to the calendars to put in my shop. So yeah, I just cut it out with my little paper cutter, and I'm going to paste it in with my Tombow dual-sided tape. And this month I did not add a dated calendar to the bottom. I thought it would look really weird with like the stems in the background, but I might add a option in my shop once I see if it looks okay or not, to add that to the bottom. But yeah, usually I always do a calendar at the bottom, but this time I just didn't want it to get in the way of my drawing. So now I'm going to do my important dates section. So I'm just going to get out another piece of watercolor paper, and I'm just reusing the same exact color that I used before. And I'm just going to do a light wash downward, so it's going to be kind of like an ombre effect down the paper. What's nice about gouache is that you can really get a thick, saturated, and opaque color out of the paints, and then you can also kind of get like a watercolor effect to it if you use a lot of water with the gouache. So that's why I've been using it a lot lately, because I think it's really cool that you can do both with one paint. So yeah, I'm just using a lot more paint at the top, and then at the bottom is definitely going to be a lot more water. And I'm pretty much done with both of my paintings. I'm just trying to get the colors exactly correct. But yeah, these two paintings actually took me the fastest out of any of the calendars that I've done in the past. I think both of these calendars together only took me a total of like an hour or an hour and a half to paint. So that's really fast compared to some of my other ones that have been like 3 hours long. And I actually think this is one of my favorites. I was hurrying to film this because I had a bunch of friends coming over to actually watch the Bachelorette together. Even though I was like kind of hurrying, I actually really like how it turned out. And this is the final spread. Right after I did these paintings, I actually put together a sticker set that was inspired by this one and my June calendar, and I really loved it, and I put it in my shop. So both of these prints and that new sticker set will be in my Etsy shop by the time this video goes up, and I have them as printables as well. So yeah, I'll have them there for you guys. And now I'm just gonna get into my weekly planning, and this time I'm just gonna go in and do kind of like a normal setup on the left page. I just printed out this cute little picture from Pinterest, and I'm trying to match this theme with this painting that I did that I'm actually gonna paste on the right side. So I'm not gonna fit the whole week on this spread, but I'm just gonna continue it on to the next pages. I just knew I wanted to paste this painting that I did somewhere in my journal this month, so I just decided to go ahead and paste it here. And after I'm done with the little details of each box, I'm going to do some florals on the outside, just to make it a little more exciting. And then I'm pretty much done with this spread. So now I'm going to bring in the watercolor painting that I did a little bit ago. I just did a random watercolor painting of the coastline in Big Sur, and I wasn't a huge fan of it. I was going to possibly use it for my monthly spread, but I definitely want to try doing it again when I have a little bit more time. I just wasn't really feeling the colors that I got out of it and everything, but I am gonna fix it with a little bit of white detailing, and then I'm gonna paste it in my journal. I definitely want to retry this same scene at one point because it's just one of my favorite places and I've always wanted to paint it, but I think I'm going to use acrylic on canvas or something because the colors might pop a little bit more, and I just think I'll like it a lot better. So now that I have everything pasted in, this is the final spread. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this July plan with me. I'm definitely going to be posting another video very soon that I've been wanting to post for a very long time now. And now that I'm fully back and ready to make videos again, I'm going to have that out very soon for you guys. So look out for that, and I'll see you guys in the next one.